What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mack with another episode of the Dre Mack Show. Today, I'm going to talk to a special young lady who has fought a horrible disease, and she's going to tell her story. And we're going to talk about it today on the Dre Mack Show.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mack with another episode of the Dre Mack Podcast
My life changed forever. I stayed in the hospital for 8 days and 9 nights, where I discovered that I have a rare autoimmune disease that attacked my kidneys. It's still an uphill battle, but I'm grateful, I'm healthier, and I'm here. Transmute your pain into power. Don't give up. On my
What is up, everybody? This your man Dre Mack. Today, I'm going to have the untold story of a warrior named Dominique. Dominique has fought autoimmune disease. I seen her story on Instagram, and I want her to tell her story today. So I'm going to bring in Miss Dominique. Miss Dominique, are you there?
Hi. Hello. Yes, I'm here. Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I just showed the short video that's on her TikTok. And if you want to go ahead and go to her TikTok to look at the story, it is D Battles 11, DBATTLES 11. And on TikTok, you can be able to watch the video. And me personally, of course, we've I've been in Clubhouse, and I met you inside a Clubhouse, and then I seen your story. It was in your story on Instagram, and I immediately, like, my heart dropped. I was like, wow, that is so touching, so amazing to see someone battle something as far as like the autoimmune disease and everything. And I wanted you to tell your story today. So just give a little background of who you are, and then we'll get into everything else.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really, really excited to share my story and raise awareness on autoimmune disease because, my age to go through this, like, it's been crazy, especially after everything we've all been through all together as a country, going through the pandemic. I lost my job. I was an event manager at Dave & Buster's, a special events consultant. And, we ended up getting furloughed and couldn't work anymore. So I was just, relaxing at home. And all of a sudden, I was starting to get sick, and I took myself to the emergency room, thought it was going to be a quick visit. And it turned into a 8-day, 9-night stay, so I'm just a normal person just trying to live my dream and also help others, so what I'm looking forward to being is an entrepreneur. I'd like to raise awareness also on autoimmune disease because also my family is affected by autoimmune disease as well. But I also would like to just help others that are going through a tough time out there. People that feel like they're giving up. Like, I really want to be that voice, that inspiration to just keep going and not let anything defeat you. Because, I've had a lot of ups and downs, just like we all do. But, some a little more harder, maybe a little more rougher than others. But, I just want to be that person to help, lift spirits and show that inner strength and show that you can do it. You can overcome anything.
Absolutely. And in the caption, I made sure to put girl power in Black Girl Magic because literally this it takes a lot of strength to be able to wake up every day knowing that one day you're just is happy, you're healthy, you're having fun, and then you turn around and you just sick. And with that, with that, like, go into a little detail, if you will, about autoimmune disease. What does how does it affect us?
Okay, so how it affects us, which is really scary because, like, my father is diagnosed with lupus, and I always knew, okay, he gets inflammations. There's times where he can't walk, or just times where he just can't move or function as normal, so he has to rest. He can't walk as long, and he's really an athletic, like, active person. So it really takes a huge toll on your body because for me, what I'm experiencing, and what I've kind of experienced in the past, because who knows how long I've had this, it just flared up, it's just always being tired, like, early or easily. Like, I'd always be that friend when my friends were out partying all night, I'd be the first one to sleep. So, it really affects your energy levels. At the end of a work day, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to relax. That's why there's some people that you'll see with the handicap placard, and you're like, that person ain't handicapped, they're walking just fine. Well, that person may have an autoimmune disease where it affects them, where they can't walk as far because it tires them out that much. So it's really complex on what areas of your body it can attack as well, and for me, it was my kidneys. For my father, unfortunately, it was his brain. So, he's dealing with that, and been diagnosed with dementia. So it can just attack any part of your body at any time. And you just, like, in a way, have to be ready and constantly check on yourself and your health. And that's why that's so important. Like, health is wealth, and just don't ignore the little things that are happening to your body and to yourself. Like, because an autoimmune disease, it could sneak up on you, and then you won't even know you have it until something drastic happens, like with me, and you just get diagnosed and you're like, oh, wow.
Right,
It's
right.
something you live with.
Right, absolutely. And you're fairly young, you're healthy. Where exactly are you from? What city are you from?
I'm from San Diego, California. So,
All right,
yeah,
Cali. Cali.
Cali, yes.
I ain't gonna lie, I miss San Diego.
Oh,
Not gonna lie.
yes, well,
Not
throwback.
gonna lie. That was I used to live in LA, so we've been down to San Diego before going into Tijuana, the bridge. But
Yep.
so you're fairly young. You that your father, he got diagnosed. Was he diagnosed younger, or how did he even find out?
He found out, I'd say when I was, like, in high school. He was just, like, going through different symptoms, but it's been a while. I think about 10 years, I think. I don't know. Unfortunately, like, I wasn't around during that time period when he found out, unfortunately. So, but it's been years, some
Hmm.
years, and it's been a battle, and now I have it. But me getting it, well, not getting it, but being diagnosed with it, it really helped us get closer, and, like, it helped me understand him more. So,
Hmm.
and what he goes through on a daily basis. So it's like it kind of, like, brought our family closer for sure.
And when it attacked and you said it attacked your kidneys, how was what was the effect of that? Like.
Well, it's kind of like a really, really bad, like, how do I say, like, UTI, which is what I thought it was. Like, because I was,
Mm,
like, going through certain symptoms. I was getting nauseous. I couldn't eat. And for me, like, I love to eat. Okay. So that's when I knew
mhm,
something was wrong. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to get some medicine and just be done with it. And they were like, no, you need to stay. Like, we need to, figure out what's going on. So I had no idea what was going on for, like, the first 2 days that I was in the hospital. I didn't, like, know what was wrong with me. They were running a lot of tests and procedures. So yeah, it was crazy.
mhm. And I know when things happen to us, like, I mean, this is just something that kind of happened to me. When my appendix ruptured, it ruptured to the point where some of the fluids started leaking, and I was in the hospital for a month. And I knew it's like some of the mental health things were starting to kick in. Like, I don't, I mean, it was, even as appendicitis, I was like, because it was so, it was spreading so much, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I cried because I
Yeah.
didn't know like what was really going on, and mentally, I needed people around me to kind of cheer me up. Did you have that strong support system to like come around and cheer you up? What was the mental aspect of that?
Okay, so it was COVID, so I couldn't have visitors. Like, so the whole time I was by myself, and what kept me
Man.
strong, yeah.
Mm,
So, you know, what helped me were the people that did support me. They did reach out to me. A lot of family members from all over reached out to me, and were saying prayers for me, and just keep really helping lifting my spirits. And there was a point where I was just like, what did I do? Like, like to like deserve this.
mm,
I'm like, what?
right,
I was in
right.
a hospital room. I never had a hospital stay. So all that, blood tests, here's I um an IV, all this stuff, like I was not used to that. So I was just like freaking out at a point. And there was a point where I got frustrated because I couldn't go to the bathroom on my own, just like a whole
Hmm.
like overnight like adjustment. I
Yep.
was just like, you know. So,
Right.
there was a point where I did hit that low, but
Hmm.
I quickly I allowed myself to feel what I felt for like about 10-15 minutes, but I knew I couldn't go any further than that because I was like, if I continue to like hold that, this is gonna make this like 10 times worse. And so I
Hmm.
just kept my spirits up, kept in contact with my family, watched my little TV on the on the nurse's station, whatever I had to do.
Mm.
So I did have a strong support system. I did.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I know that that strong support system when you have someone and it sucks because you went through that during COVID where nobody can really come talk to you and stuff,
Yeah.
and that it's almost like you just are so far in your head, even
Yeah.
though you like. I know it's going to be all right if I talk to my body. If I'm just giving you like, okay, we're going to fight this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Sometimes you get to a point where you're just like, I don't feel like fighting. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Yeah.
you start questioning, like, like you said, like the why. And I think a lot of people don't really understand that aspect
Mhm.
of just the hospital, and especially what people went through with COVID. And thank God that you really had that strong support system like that
Yeah.
too. You know, um, with this, you said you wanted to educate more people on autoimmune disease. What are some of the things that me as a man, or a woman out there listening? What can we do to kind of like do checkups and stuff like that?
Okay, well, definitely get your yearly checkup. That's something I wasn't doing. I was not. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm young. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm a little tired. Okay, let me just eat a little better. But we all, kind of fall victim to the fast food and just having that easier, access to that food. And sometimes it was just hard for me to give it up. And because of that, and my body wasn't getting the right nutrition. That's what happened. It started to take a toll. And not only just what I was eating, it was also the people that I was surrounding myself with. It was also, um, you know, my mental health and not putting myself first, constantly caring for others more than my own needs, and it was nobody's fault but my own, because you have to have those boundaries in place. So also stress, it goes into everything because I know my body probably flared up because I was going through a lot of stress and I wasn't dealing with it. I was ignoring it, burning myself in work. So any workaholics out there, anybody that's, trying to push aside their problems,
That's me. That's me.
you know,
I will work my behind off and forget.
right? Just like, let me get immersed in this. And
Right.
it's so easy to do, so easy to
Hmm.
do. Let me just work. I'm working. I'm busy,
Hmm.
no, handle it. Handle it. I mean, like, I've never taken so much care of myself this year after this happened. Like, everything I neglected, everything I definitely started to work on. And now I'm in the best health of my life. So it's like, even though it's like, kind of like ironic that I found out I have this autoimmune disease, but now I feel like I'm in the best health of my life
Mhm.
by taking those steps and doing what I needed to do to avoid dialysis. Because yes, I was at that point.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Because you're
turn
dealing
like
with the kidneys. Yes. You.
I
Mhm.
was at I out of extremely low kidney function. I was at 15% kidney function
Oh,
when I left the hospital.
wow.
Can
Wow.
you believe? Like I was walking around ignoring my body with I don't know how much kidney function, probably 20, I think, feeling weak, feeling tired, still pushing myself. Didn't even realize it until, oh, no, we're going to keep you in the hospital. And I'm glad they did. So, in a way, I was like frustrated with them at times, but at the same time, they took good care of me. And the nurses also took good care of me and made the process like way better. And I'm grateful that I had the right help because they could have been like, oh, whatever, here's a pill, you
In
know. But
fact,
but
and
I had
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
No, go ahead.
but I had like doctors that were like, no, like let's do this procedure now. Like let's figure out what's going on there. So I had a
Mm.
renal biopsy. I still can't say it. A tuck. It starts with a T. Something where they had to stick like a camera down my throat, and I saw my heart for the first time. And he was like, "You're supposed to
Wow.
be knocked out. Like why were you up?" I was like, "I'm gonna see this. Like I never seen my heart before." I was sedated, like you know. But they're like, yeah, you remember that? I was like, yeah. He's like, you're supposed to be knocked out. I don't know. But when I saw my heart, I was like, look at my heart working for me. Like, our bodies on the inside, we don't see it and we
Mm.
ignore it, but it's working. They're working so hard. My heart was just like beating, beating. I'm like, it just gave me a whole new love for myself, seeing that.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And you said something about when you start talking about stress, and a lot of people don't understand how many things come from stress
Mhm.
and not seeking. If you're going through stress and you just need someone to talk to, there's nothing wrong with going to go see a counselor or a
Yeah.
therapist. Just
Yeah.
someone who could be able to release certain things, because it leads to different type of uh your mind affects your body.
Mhm.
It affects your body, and I don't think people really understand how important it is
Mhm.
to have a clear, conscious,
Oh yeah.
logical mind that is free of malice and hurt and
Yes.
mental stress and
Mhm.
depression.
Mm.
So the mental health, aspect still comes into play, even when we're talking about something like the immune disease. So I'm glad you shared it, because that made me think like, wow, how many times if I went to work and I got all this going on, I'm like, you know what, I'm at work though. I'm at work. I'm not gonna think about it. What they tell you, you leave your crap from your life at the
Mhm.
door. This is
Yep.
what you need to focus on. And sometimes we have to be selfish within ourselves to be
Mhm.
selfless. That means we have to take some time and be selfish
Yeah.
away from that job. Yeah, the money's good. I can get all this and this, that, and the other. But if we're not taking care of ourselves mentally, it will completely affect
Oh
our
yeah.
body.
Oh yeah. And
Hmm.
that's exactly what happened to me. Like I ignored it. Um and then and also because, I'm such a giving person. So like, when I would try to take better care of myself, certain people, that's why it's also important with the people that you surround yourself with, they would have a problem or take it personal. And it's like, well, I gotta take care of myself, so I could be around, so I could be present. So that level of stress, that I was ignoring to please
Hmm.
others,
Hmm.
it was slowly killing me slow and literally. I mean, like I was about to go into dialysis. Like I was like a French fry away from going into dialysis. Like
Hmm.
basically, like it was the hugest wake up call in my life. So
Absolutely.
you have to, you just can't just keep going through work. And I know we hear this, we hear it,
Hmm.
but for me
We
to
hear it
like,
a lot.
oh yeah, a lot. And we just like, oh, whatever, until we just end up in the hospital and there's nothing you can do about it. And your life has changed and you just don't like, I didn't know what news I was going to get. I didn't know if they were
Right.
saying, I was like, oh, I got cancer. Is this it? Like, I was literally at a point, like,
Mm.
is this it? And, luckily it wasn't.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
it was just like, wow, and I started to think about my life, like, wow, all this time I've been so worried about what others think, and stress, and da 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 da.
Mm.
da. And I'm like, this is what it's led me to, or where my body is
Mhm.
completely broken down. Imagine going through years and years of that, harboring that, repressing that, just and then it takes a toll on you to the point where you maybe end up dead. Who knows? Like, so that's why I was like, no, I'm not. I'm definitely gonna um, definitely turn my life around, and raise awareness to this, because not only am I young going through this, but I was also hearing about younger kids going through this. There was a
Mhm.
23-year-old on my floor, 23-year-old going through the same thing I was going through. 23.
Mm.
And then I went to Sprouts, getting my little healthy food. And these teenagers, they were just ringing me up, and we were just kind of like joking because I had like this cereal, and they're like, "What is this?" And we were just joking. And then one girl said, "Yeah, like, my friend, she was 16, has high cholesterol. She can't eat like birthday cake." And I'm like, dang, I'm like, this is starting to go around. Like,
Mm.
this stuff is starting to spread around where everyone's health is being affected. So I'm telling you, besides COVID, and besides that, like, it's so important. It's so important, because what's in our food, what's in our social media, what we're feeding ourselves everywhere,
Mm.
like, it is affecting us.
And I was gonna go also with the dietary portion of it. I personally went to a more biblical diet, Hebraic
Mm,
diet, where
yeah.
I cut out, shrimp, and I'm talking about someone who loved crawfish. I man put some butter on it, man, I slap it up. I would slap it up. Give me some crawfish. You give me some crab legs and some
Mm,
butter,
it's
some
over.
shrimp, some pork chops. And people don't understand when I tell them. I said I don't eat that. I don't eat that anymore. After I came,
Mhm,
like
mhm,
I personally had when I had the whole thing. I was actually it was after a colonoscopy,
mhm,
and because I was checking for colon cancer, and we all know Brother Chadwick, God rest his soul, that's
mhm.
what he had, and
Yeah.
he was what, 43, so I'm at the time, I'm like about to turn 34, so
Mhm,
I'm like, I just want to check it, and they checked it or whatever, and then the next day the appendix ruptured. And after I
mhm,
was over a lot of tests, I was like, dude, you have to change what you eat. You can't be eating a lot of church's chicken and fried chicken all the time and all of this. You have to be
mhm.
able to watch the intake,
Yeah.
because my system shut down. So I
Mhm,
couldn't, I was in the bed. I couldn't, my system was shut down. I could use the bathroom. And then
mhm.
they had to stick a tube down my stomach to get it to kick started. And when they did, it was the worst feeling in the whole wide world. So how
Okay.
important, I just want to make that emphasis to tell that story
Yes.
about how important was it for you to change your diet, or how did they go about talking about changing your diet?
Okay. So what they did is they told me, like, in the hospital, the hospital food is going to be healthy, and it was, but they started to put
Sometimes
me on
nasty.
a renal.
I was on a liquid. I hate it because I was on a liquid diet, and that's the worst thing you can possibly ever drink is broth. But anyway, you go tell you. I'm sorry. I just had to say that. It's disgusting.
The broth. That sounds awful. Okay. Now, when I say, okay, we all know it's not the best. We know it's bland. But when I say it's good, I just mean it's healthy. It's healthy, I guess.
Yeah.
So whatever, So anyway, they started to switch me to a renal diet. So that basically means, okay, that you have to limit your sodium, your phosphorus, and your potassium. So that means I had to give up things that have potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, which is what? Everything,
Everything.
especially sodium.
Yes.
Sodium, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't shop at Walmart. I couldn't shop at Vaughn's. I couldn't shop at Ralph's or Albertsons, because every little Greek salad had sodium out the
Yeah.
charts. I couldn't believe it. And so it really, like, in a way, woke me up to what we're consuming, and just how bad it is. Like, I could only have like 300 milligrams of sodium a meal or something like that, like 300 in potassium. So everything I ate, I would have to eat like one bagel, egg white. I sure did it, and
Mm.
I still somewhat do it, but it's not something you're supposed to do like
Consistently.
regularly, because you're still depriving yourself of a lot of nutrients. So it's like no bananas, no green leafy vegetables, because that's
Oh,
potassium.
that'd kill
Avocado.
me.
I have no avocado,
Oh,
no
oh,
salt, so I couldn't season anything.
oh.
Yes, couldn't season nothing. Avocado,
That,
bananas,
oh,
oranges, so no
mm.
oranges like that. Milk, that had to be limited. My cereal, it had to be like low sodium. I could still have some like
Mm.
Rice Krispies and stuff like that, but
Mm-hmm. Because I don't think there's any sodium in that.
no.
Like, yeah.
Chicken meat is limited, and they're even telling me now like I have to limit that. But I've been a little bad, just a little bit, and I can,
Hmm.
because I improved my kidney function. It's up to 56%. We're still
Wow.
getting there.
Wow. From where it was. Tell them again where it was. It was at
So I it was at 15% when I left the hospital
15%.
on April 5th.
Mm. Mm.
It is now June 27th. And the last I checked, they told me it was 56%. And they told me this like a week or two
Wow.
ago. So I don't know where it's at right now. But I just still try to keep to my diet. They said, "Oh, you can go back regular." I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm still gonna eat these fruits and vegetables, because
Right.
because
As
I
bad as
don't
you probably want McDonald's real quick. So McDonald's fries, you can't do it.
no.
Can't do
Like
it.
I'm not risking nothing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I've been indulging a little because of my birthday, a few
Oh
days ago.
yeah, you gotta do a little something for your
You
for your
know,
B-day.
exactly. So I enjoyed that, but it's like I'll probably never ever eat the same again. Like I had
Mhm.
such a whole different viewpoint on what they put in our food. Like like those like tuna, or no, not even tuna.
Mhm.
Those foods that are packaged, like what is that
Mhm.
one company? It's like packaged and you can heat it up in 90 seconds, and then it doesn't expire for like 3 or 4 years. I'm telling you that shit. It has so much sodium in it.
Mm.
So
Are you
don't
talking
think,
about like the instant rice? Are you talking
oh,
about like the instant rice and stuff like that?
like
Or
Insta rice, and it has like the meatloaf and stuff that you can just pop in, and it's like salty.
oh, I
It
got
has so
you.
much salt in that, and it's
Hmm.
like it kills us. I'm like, that's as much as you
Mm.
can have in a day. Like I'm like literally looking at everything, like, because we're not looking at like the measuring. They'll say, oh, 1,000 sodium for this amount, or for like three-fourths a
Mm.
cup. Okay, so how much is the serving?
Mm.
So I had to measure. I had to get measuring cups, um, to measure out my portions, for each meal, to make sure that I didn't go over the sodium or over the potassium. I'd have to get Fitness Pal and have them, break down how much like potassium and sodium I had. That was in the beginning, because I had 15%, kidney function. So I wasn't
Right.
playing. So it's like
Right.
if I didn't get it together, I was going to be in dialysis.
Right.
you know. So right now, I'm being a little more like, okay, I'm not measuring as much, but um, I think I am gonna, go back to that starting next week. I'm gonna get back on my stuff, but it's crazy. I'm like, take care of yourself, because I'm like, I didn't realize how much I was gonna have to be dealing with after the hospital,
Absolutely.
So that was.
And And ladies and gentlemen, you're talking to a warrior right now.
Oh
Dominique
my
has really persevered and taken it seriously. This is literally what Black Girl Magic is. This is really what girl
God.
power is.
Thank you.
It's taking a situation like this and you're really pushing it and you're educating her. So I mean educating the people, you're educating me, and I thank you for that. I
Thank
absolutely
you.
thank you for that. What Before I start to wrap this up,
Mhm.
what would you say to younger young ladies who's out here? Yeah, I know it's hot girl summer. You know what I'm saying? I understand. It's hot girl summer. Yeah, you looking cute. You eating, you drinking,
Mhm.
you're being married. But what would you say to young ladies and young men out here who are just having fun and they don't understand the severity of their diet or anything like this?
It sucks, because I know it's so hard, to actually take it serious until you go through it. And so all I can stress to you is don't think, don't think just because you're young that it won't get you. Because that's what I thought. What I was going through, I don't know how many times I heard people, you're too young to go through this. I go to the blood lab with old, okay, I'm not trying to say old, but elderly people. Like, people don't expect to see me come there because it's really like older senior citizens there, and I'm like, what's up? Like, I'm there getting my blood drawn with them, and they're kind of like, what is this young girl doing here? Like, don't think that it can't be you. Like, I'm a rare case. Even my autoimmune disease is a rare case. So don't think Google is the answer either, because I never even heard of my autoimmune disease on Google, like, at all.
Mm.
So you think, oh, I might have
So
this or I might have that. No, I never
no
heard of it.
WebMD, y'all. No WebMD.
You know what, WebMD.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think that it can't happen to you. Don't think that they're not killing us, because it is. It's ridiculous. If you really pay attention to what they're putting in the food, how much salt, how much of everything, it's like, it's too much. Our body, like, and
Mm-hmm.
then if you do it every day, like, you got to give your body a break. Like, that's one thing. Enjoy it. Okay. It's there. There's nothing we can do about that. So I say, give your body a break. There, like, even if you can't do it every day, like, try to eat something healthy. Have like at least 3 to 4 healthy days of the week. Can you
Absolutely.
promise yourself that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
3 to 4 days of just, I'm gonna eat a salad. I'm gonna do some intermittent fast. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna take my walk for 3 to 4 days of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Change your life. But if you're eating that
Absolutely.
fast food every day and not giving your body the nutrients that it needs, your body can't function off of salt, sugar, bread, oil,
Mm.
sugar. What's that? Where's
Absolutely.
the vitamins?
Mm-hmm.
Body's like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying. Okay, soda, cool. No, no, and it's not gonna work. And I realized that, like,
Especially since you got a close up and personal visit with your own heart.
and I
Yes.
saw how fast it was beating, and I was just like, okay, imagine if I ate something salty today, it would probably be like, and I was like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, I'm like,
You.
this little organ is beating for me, like that.
Mm.
That was like, that hit me right there. Like,
Mm.
our what's in here, just because we can't see it, it is moving,
It's
and it is
moving.
fighting for us.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we don't give it what it needs and give it that nourishment, it's gonna just keep going until it can't. It's like a car.
Yep.
If you keep giving your car crappy stuff, it's gonna break down. If you don't maintain it, move it, drive it, give it gas, give it oil, what's it gonna do? It's gonna sit there and it's gonna slowly but surely deteriorate.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with your body.
Absolutely.
You gotta move it, you gotta maintain it, you gotta move it, you gotta feed it right, feed it the right things, nourish it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how you gonna take care of your car more than yourself? Like, you just gotta. It's all
You,
perspective.
absolutely. Absolutely. And before I let you go, I just want to point out three things that you said that was important to me that I got from this conversation. Number one, your mental health is very important because your mental health affects your body. And you said that was one of the things where you start to realize, man, I'm getting tired because I'm stressing, and stress could have flared this up.
Yeah.
Number two, regular checkups. And this is to men. You got to get yourself checked up. You just have to. Some days I know you don't feel like it or whatever. You just got to get yourself checked up. And
Yeah.
number three is having a well-balanced diet. You
Yes.
have to be able to take care of yourself. And if you're not taking care of that motor that's pumping that blood into you, you know what I'm saying, which is your heart will cut out on you, and you don't want to be stranded, what I'm saying, not knowing where you're going.
Yeah. You're
Is
up.
all I'm saying. And Dominique, again, I appreciate you coming on to the show,
Thank you for
sharing your
having me.
no problem, sharing your story. Again, you are a warrior because you
Thank
was
you.
able to touch me by just a simple TikTok video. That video was probably maybe 20 seconds or
Yeah.
something, but within 20 seconds, you was able to captivate me as a man, and seeing someone who took the opportunity to say, you know what, I skip what they're talking about. We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
And if my heart is fighting for me, I know the rest of my body can fight. So let's go into this battle. Let's beat this thing.
That's
So
right.
I really commend you, and much love and prayers and
Oh,
blessings to you and your family,
thank you.
especially your dad. So
Thank you so much. Thank you. That really means a lot. And I'm just so happy that you gave me the opportunity to share my story. I don't speak often. This is definitely out of my comfort zone, but anything for a cause. I just want to really help others and, spread the word. It's really important.
absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So I thank you. I'm going to sit you in the studio. So don't go anywhere after the
All
show is
right.
over. And I'm going to briefly talk to you.
Okay.
So, all right. So everyone, check this out. Another episode of the Dre Max Show is going to come tomorrow. So don't forget to check out the Dre Max Show on tomorrow at 7 o'clock. The topic: are you dating inferior partners? I got a big thing I want to talk about that. We'll make sure to have the clubhouse people in here. Make sure we don't have any more power outages like we did the last time. But we want to make sure that we keep this thing rolling. So tomorrow, are you dating inferior partners on the next Dre Max show? I thank you so very much for tuning in. Make sure that you guys follow Dominique at D Battles. DBATTLES Battles 11 on Instagram. Check out our TikTok. Until next time, make sure you check out the Dre Max Show on IG, on Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or wherever you listen to this program at. I'm your host, and I'm out. Peace and shalom to everyone.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mack with another episode of the Dre Mack Podcast Show.